Hey everybody, in this 5-minute tech tip, I'm going to show you how we can work with pivot tables, number one. It's just a quick little introduction to them, but namely, more specifically, working with pivot tables that have dates in them so we can kind of aggregate and kind of group them accordingly. So let's just see how we can even set up a pivot table. So very quickly, all we do is just simply click anywhere in our data. We don't even have to highlight everything. Excel's pretty smart like that. Go over to the Insert tab and just say Pivot Table. It's going to ask us some pretty simple questions. All right, what's the data you want? And notice how it's encapsulated all this going from A1 all the way to E800 without me really doing too much. And then where do I want to put this pivot table? I want to put it into a new worksheet. You'll notice that this new worksheet appears. And here I am in a blank canvas, ready to start my pivot table. Pretty straightforward. Now, how do I want to set up my pivot table? The first thing that I like to do typically is find my, what I call my value, and what Excel calls the value. And typically this is going to be a number that we're kind of pivoting around. So I'm just going to go ahead and just click and drag this down there. And then just notice my numbers come up. I'm also going to just click away and just drag this out. And notice that I can also just click here and it knows exactly where to go without me having to actually drag it in. Because it just knows this is really like one of the only places it could end up. All right, and then the other thing I want to work with is my salespeople. So my salespeople, let's just put them into rows, see what happens there. All right, and that's pretty good. Maybe that's what I'm concerned about, and that's fantastic. That's all the information that I need. I see each person and how much they brought in for, all of their career, all these years coming together. All right, now let me just bring it over to here, and you can see this might be a different way that I want to look at it. And I also want to bring in maybe the date so I can see how each of these have come together as well. So now I'm starting to see a little bit more of a complete picture. So I can see, all right, how did each of these people do? And how did they do per date? So you'll see here that I have all these years, and these guys have a little plus sign next to them, which means that they're kind of carrying some extra sort of children with them, right? You can see each quarter and everything. Now Excel's done that for me, which is pretty amazing. It understands how to kind of aggregate all of that data and putting them together with the year, the quarters, and the months, okay, which is pretty fantastic. So let me move this up a little bit so you can actually see what it's done for me. Now I may not want this. I just only want, let's just say, just the years or just the quarters or whatever it is. Okay, so I could very easily filter all these out, and you can see how it's going to do it by the quarter. Let me cancel out of this. I click on the month, and you can see now it's going to show me all the different months. So this is context based for me. Okay, do you see that again? So quarter, click on the drop, then it only shows me the quarter. Go to month. It only shows me when I want to filter just by those months. And if I click on the years, it also shows me the years. Okay? Now I want to show you something maybe a little bit more kind of hidden, maybe a little more advanced, more than even just this. Because let's say I only want to see just all of the months combined, right? I'm actually just trying to look. I don't care about the years or anything. I want to sort of like bring together all of the months, right? Regardless whether it's 2003, 4, or 5. So I'm going to go over here under the pivot table tools to analyze, and then click on this group field. And this is really, really important to know about because this is how kind of Excel groups it together. So you may want to change the date range. I might want to say just only do it for 2005, only do it for 2004, whatever. So I can change what that range is going to be. And I can also change what I want to be grouping by. So for example, if I only care about the months, I can very simply click, and only the months will show. So let me click OK, and you can see, fantastic. That's all I want. I just want a nice clean report of this. So I really like this, and you'll notice how this changes. So I'm only looking at just one variable here. Okay, so that's how you can work with dates and a few other things, nice little shortcuts. Let's say I want to make these dollars, makes it a little bit easier to read. What you're going to do, instead of going the way that you might think you do, where you can go over to here and then you highlight everything and you go over here to numbers, there's a little bit more of a pivot table friendly way to do this. If you right click on this and you choose number format, not format cells, because that'll only do one cell that you've selected. If you choose number format, And then I'm going to say I want to do currency, and I don't care about the decimals. Click OK. It's going to change it for every single one of these. So it sees it as one big group. Okay, so that's working with a combination of different things within pivot tables, how to set them up, okay, how to actually play around with pivoting them from rows and columns, and also how to group dates, and also how to format it accordingly to what number type of format you're looking for. Okay, so that's your quick little 5-minute tech tip on pivot tables. I'll go ahead and do some more advanced stuff in the future, so check us out and let me know if you have any requests through our YouTube channel and also through my LinkedIn page. And you can also go to my website, sftechtraining.com, and you can also email me through there. All right, thanks, and see you in the next video.